Hello for the second time today.
Hello.
It's the Meanwhile in the Falklands. Yes, this is the second time we've recorded this because we recorded it this morning and unfortunately the levels of sound were just wrong.
Yeah.
Too
They weren't
soundy.
good.
Too much sound.
There was too much sound. That's exactly what the problem was. Yes. Anyway, before we go any further, let's say hello to a few people. Hello, Scott. I think you might be walking your dog, perhaps. Oh gosh, my microphone's just fallen off.
There we go.
Hello, Scott. You might be walking your dog. Scott tweeted about wanting a podcast to listen to as he walks his dog.
And Mrs. Phone's
And I
recommended
went
a very good one.
Straight in there.
I know the one you
recommending it.
want. You want ours. So, yeah, hello to you when you're walking your dog. And hello to Emily, who was a teacher here a couple of years ago. And she's got a cat called Doris, by the way.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Doris,
Ooh.
very nice name for a
She
cat.
lives in
Hello,
York-
Doris the cat.
She lives in
Hello.
Yorkshire. And she sent me a little pin badge, and it's of a... for the benefit of the tape, I'm holding my fingers about an inch apart. It's a sheep, and it's from Yarndale.
Oh.
Right, so Yarndale is this massive wool and knitting and crochet and all things like that in Yorkshire.
And do they do all their spinning and things as well there? Or?
I think they probably do. Everything. And
Everything yarn related.
everything yarn related is there in Yarndale. And it's at the end of September, and luckily I'm in the UK at that point. It's my
Nice.
wedding anniversary.
What a great present.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Steve said, where do you want to go for the wedding anniversary? How are we going to celebrate it? Hey, we're going to be celebrating it in Yarndale. That's what we're going to be
Oh, I
doing.
bet Steve can't wait.
I know, you have to get him knitting and spinning.
Yeah. Get me involved.
And also, thirdly, hello to Dan's grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Yeah, there he is in the
Hello.
distance. Look, yeah. Dan's grandma who listens to the podcast. It's all
Where
right.
does she listen from?
Rugby, Yorkshire.
Oh, in Yorkshire. See
Rugby's
where
not in Yorkshire.
Yarndale is.
Wales.
Rugby's in the West Midlands.
Is it? So it's nowhere
Yeah.
near
It's nowhere near Yorkshire.
nowhere near Yorkshire.
Uh,
Where Yarndale is. Right, Dan is now going to Google where Rugby is.
Rugby's next to Coventry, and Coventry's in the West Midlands.
Ooh.
I know
Oh,
that.
no, this is geography.
I know that because I had to go through Rugby on the train every time I went back up to Coventry for uni.
So Kyle is our resident geographer.
Do
by
they
the
play
sounds of
rugby
it.
in rugby? There's
I
a very
imagine
silly
I imagine they
question.
probably do play rugby in rugby. It
That's
would be funny if they didn't.
Rugby and rugby.
They play cricket in rugby. That's what they do.
Oh, nice.
Which brings us very neatly on to what's been happening this week. Although we covered rugby last
We
week,
did
didn't
cover
we?
rugby last week.
And Tom's survival. Hello,
Yes.
Tom.
Hello.
Well, I
Tom-
think the training
Tom-
sessions
Tom's
are still
doing that.
going on for rugby. It's
Are
still
they?
alive.
Do you not fancy doing rugby?
I bruise very easily, and I much prefer watching rugby men than
I've
being involved.
Heard
Yeah.
this excuse many a time, Carl. Many a time.
So Kyle bruises easily. Oh, that's a shame because he actually fell over in the South
I
Atlantic
did.
getting out of the water. If you were a viewer last week, you would have seen Kyle doing his midwinter swim because he can't take part in it this week. We'll go into that later.
So
So
I did
you
it.
did it on your own, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
What was even lovelier is that the lovely people at Government House obviously watching, saw you dip your head under
Yep.
because you wouldn't have got it
No.
unless you put your head under.
Nope.
And so he's got his very own certificate of lunacy.
Yeah, they
For doing midwinter swim.
brought up a certificate for me, and I was chuffed with that.
Oh.
Very
bet.
happy. It was very nice of them.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So we actually missed out that the first time we
So
recorded
am I
this.
right in saying all of us FITV employees have a
Don't
certificate
start
of
with me.
lunacy? Oh wait, who
Don't
hasn't
stop.
got one? I wouldn't know. Who do you think? Maybe
Oh, I
next
wonder
year.
who that
You
could
never know. There
be.
must be one person here who hasn't.
I'm
We'll
not
have to get
doing
Mrs.
it.
Phones
but
in next year.
I
Yes,
am not
there we
doing
definitely.
it.
go.
Anyway, let's move on. The reason why we are doing this on a Thursday is because we've got a very busy day tomorrow, setting up for the Pride event
Very
that's
busy
on the
weekend,
weekend.
isn't it?
So Pride,
Weekend full of drag.
yeah, Pride obviously is June, isn't it? Pride
Mhm.
month for June. I'm looking at Kyle here,
Resident expert.
resident expert. And in the Falklands, we've normally done it sort of like in February or even April. I think we've done it
Why did
before.
you do it in February?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's just, that's when the time allowed.
I think because the lady who was... we used to do it in April. The reason we did it in April was because the lady who was organising it, who ran Bittersweet, Julie, it was just the tail end of the tourist season.
Makes sense.
So it was a lot easier
Yeah.
for her to do it because it was always based in Bittersweet. Julie's now gone to Canada. So last year we did it as a drag show. We didn't do it as a Pride event. We did it as a drag show in the town hall. It went really well. this year we thought we'd make it Pride as well. So
Nice.
it's bedecked with rainbows. More rainbows than you can shake a stick at in the town
Bedazzled.
hall. Yeah.
Bedazzled.
As I found out lunchtime, there is a Polari name for it, and it's fabulous.
Sorry,
what
Fantabulous?
name?
Fabulosa?
A
Fabulosa.
Fabuloso.
What
Fabulosa.
name?
Polari.
What does that mean?
It's a slang language, I guess. It comes from show business, from like years and years and years ago,
Yeah.
like all the show people
Yeah.
and
Bit of
fairground as well. But it was also taken on by the LGBT community,
Go on, Carl.
wasn't it?
Bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
I learned the other day that slang is slang for short language.
Really?
Yes.
Know that.
Of course it is.
Yes.
It's a what do they call it?
Contraction
Yeah.
of. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
my
never
fact
knew,
of the
never
day.
knew that.
You are on fire. You didn't bring this up the first time
I didn't.
we
I think I
recorded
was
it.
still asleep earlier, so it's better to do it now.
Straight
I'm a bit
after
more,
lunch, that's
yeah,
what-
straight
yeah.
after lunch. I've got
Okay.
some food in me, and I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
So
awake now.
Listener, listen out for some more top tips from Carl. He knows where rugby is.
Yep.
You've been you've been so busy these
I
past
have
few
I've
weeks.
been
busy.
bogged. My
And
head has been in another world.
And do you feel kind of relieved?
I
this
I
morning?
am quite a little bit like done.
So
Finished.
just tell the listener
What
what
have you been
you've
doing?
been doing.
Absolutely nothing. No, I've been very busy working on a promotional video for FITV
Mm-hmm.
that has been in the new cinema, brand new cinema, first cinema in Stanley ever.
I don't know. I think years ago, from what I can recall, that they did have a cinema. They used to have like a pop-up film thing. And Dan has just turned his chair round and is nodding. Is that correct, Dan?
Yeah, there was an old cinema sort of post-war,
Ah.
just a small one maybe.
For the benefit of the listener. Oh, do you mean post-war, post-82 or post-war 45?
No, 82.
82, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was they had a projector in the town hall, from what I'm led to believe. But yeah, so
But
you've
it
been
aired
working on that.
yesterday for the
and
first time.
It was.
And it was very exciting.
It was rather good.
Oh, I'd seen it about 10, 15 million
times,
times.
something like that.
But seeing it on the big screen was really cool.
And taken you quite some
It's
weeks to
It has.
put
It's
together.
taken me a while, but I'm glad that it's done. I'm happy with it, which is good.
Got a nice payoff from it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
hopefully it
It's
should
good.
bring
Yeah.
better things for us.
Yeah, it was very nice, very well filmed. And what surprised me, because I saw it yesterday during the day on the big screen, and what surprised me the most was it's a mix of 4K footage that you've taken on a DSLR and HD footage that we've taken on potato cams, but also, hey, listen to this, Apple,
Oh, plug, iPhone footage.
iPhone footage.
And the one shot that everyone was like, wow, look at that, was shot on an iPhone.
Did you hear that?
Did you
Listen,
hear that, Apple?
Apple
Plug,
is
iPhone
Free
10.
promotion.
Shot on an iPhone 10.
listen, Apple executives, you need to listen to us here, and I'm pointing my pen at the recording device. Look, that's exactly why, because it's fantastic. Plus the fact, Kyle,
Oh, we're not getting involved in this discussion. Kyle's
Yeah.
back in the old
Yeah,
dinosaur
Kyle
ages.
needs to-
I'm not in the dinosaur ages.
Get with the program.
I just
Come
like
on.
my phone, and my phone's an Android.
Oh. Anyway, let's move on from there before we all
Before we
we're all
get in a
making
fight.
faces. Talking of things that are going up on YouTube, Thomas, what are you doing on a Wednesday now? He was listening to something else. What are you doing on a Wednesday?
YouTube uploads.
Yeah.
Hot on the YouTube train.
So for a long time we hadn't been putting things on our YouTube channel, but now that's all changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Our
pleased to-
social media is in fits and spurts, I'd
Yes.
say. We get all
think
excited and then we get busy
yeah.
and we don't have time.
I think we're getting
Isn't
there
it?
slowly.
That is the case, isn't it? I mean, you know, I know that there are other media outlets in the town who sort of say, oh, there's only 2 of us working here, but there are only 4 of us plus Dan doing our graphics. It's not enough sometimes, is
No.
it? That's just
And it's not as though we're sitting around twiddling thumbs, because I find if I am twiddling thumbs, then that's the time I'll put stuff up
Yeah,
online.
exactly.
But 9 times out of 10, we're not twiddling thumbs.
Yeah.
We're out and about.
Yes. So talking of being out and about, oh, look how well this flows. Look how well it flows. Liberation Day last week.
Yes, we were
wasn't
all
it?
out and
Yeah.
about on a Friday.
Your second one,
Morning.
Hannah?
My second one.
Your
Yeah.
second one?
My first one.
Your first one?
Lovely
Did you feel
rainy
liberated?
day. A little bit. Yeah, I'd say that.
It's
So it
it,
felt
We're all
fairly
nodding our
liberating.
heads.
it's the run up, I think,
Yes.
and the run up to liberation. When you hear all those stories, especially if there's veterans been down, and I don't think we interviewed any veterans this year, did we?
No, but
No.
I was stood next to a nice old boy who was getting a bit emotional, who I thought, oh, he's quite sweet. And I kind of, you know, when you think, oh God, I couldn't imagine
No, exactly.
I could imagine.
even
Yeah.
living through a war. Do you know, we have it really lucky.
Mm.
I've spoken to a few people that have told me about their experiences, and it's just horrendous.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I think it was for the Falklands 31, Falklands 30 anniversary, not Falklands 31. The schools all did presentations and displays about the war, and had obviously spoken to people who had been living here and stuff like that, and it was very hard.
Well, for some of them, I think they never thought this day would come.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Which is quite upsetting, I think.
Liberation Day was excellent. It was
Oh, big turnout, wasn't
Yeah.
there? Good
I mean,
old turnout, all
sometimes-
the
Turnout.
community,
you
different
know-
generations. It was great.
sometimes we're there and it's bright sunshine,
Mm.
which is not such a good thing because the sun's on that side, isn't it?
Mm.
So sometimes that's great. Sometimes it's sunshine. Sometimes it's chucking it with snow. Carl, you were lucky.
I was lucky.
Oh,
It
you
only
were
rained.
lucky.
Mm.
Yeah, it was. But it wasn't even like
It was
a
like
proper
misty
rain.
rain,
Yeah, it was horrible.
foggy kind of thing.
It was.
Misty lens rain.
Yeah, yeah,
The kind of rain I don't like.
Yes.
But then who likes rain?
yeah.
I don't know. Sitting in a conservatory's quite nice. Listen to it on thing. Anyway, talking of parades, we've got the Fitzroy Memorial is now on YouTube. Is it,
Yep.
Thomas? Yeah.
Oh,
Even though it
wait.
took about 8 hours yesterday to upload to, I don't know what was wrong with the
Snail's
internet
pace
yesterday. So that's up on YouTube. So all you Welsh Guards out there, have a look at that. What else have we been doing this week?
Preparing for the big show.
Yes, it's all just
It has been.
Right.
Non-stoppy.
Yeah, and what with the cinema as well? Because you
Well,
went
it's
to
two big deadlines all in one.
yeah.
yeah. It's been a chess club.
Chess
was on
club?
Monday
Oh,
night.
Yeah.
We didn't
Second-
talk about that last
yeah.
time, did
Second
we?
meeting of the chess
How
club.
did the second meeting go? I didn't ask you.
8 people,
That's
but
good.
3 of those were new people.
Ooh.
So I think we will probably average out round about 10 each
That's
It's
week.
only a
good.
good number.
Yeah,
5
that's all right.
games.
You played again, didn't you?
Uh,
no, you didn't
I
come,
was at
did
the
you?
cinema.
Oh, of course you were.
I was at the cinema, so
Yeah.
I couldn't appear.
No, I played 3 games. I lost all games. But Steve assures me that I am getting better.
That's good.
So that's all
That's
you
what
need,
you need
really,
to
isn't
hear.
it?
Yeah.
If you are listening to this and you are in Stanley or coming into Stanley and you want to come in on a Monday evening, it's 7:30. It's usually at the Malvina House Hotel, but if you ring us here, we'll tell you if it's been moved elsewhere.
Chessboards are provided.
Yes.
Chessboards are
Yeah.
provided, even though
Lovely
somebody on
Even though they're not, they might be
Somebody
Poundland
on-
ones, but they are provided.
they're not. Well, I
They're
don't
not,
think they're
though.
from Poundland. They are wooden ones. It all goes with the whole plastic-free Stanley
Yep.
that we're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
So
They're nice. I like those.
there's that
chessboards.
to you, Mr.
Exactly.
Mayor,
Yeah,
who
whoever
said
it was.
They're good for the environment.
Yes, whoever it was who had a go at me on Twitter. Yes, it's been a funny old week doing that. Queen's birthday certificate and badge of honour.
Mhm.
Nominations if you want to nominate people out for
Can
that.
I nominate myself?
If
No,
you
have
wish.
to nominate someone else.
I think you've got
So
to
could we
nominate.
We
nominate
can nominate
each other? No, but could we?
Do you want me to nominate
Just,
you?
yeah,
for
can we all just, as a, like, is that a
Yeah.
deal, or do you have to be an islander?
I've no idea
Status
because it just
holder
says
or-
loyal. You did the interview, didn't you, Thomas?
Tom, do you know?
Yeah, she didn't say whether you need a status or not. She didn't
Okay.
say.
I don't think you do because I
Ron
think
Bud won it last
I
year.
think a chap a couple of years ago got it. Anyway, Queen's certificate and badge of honour.
Does it have to be contributions to the island? Because
Yeah,
we could
like-
say we contribute a very good
Yeah.
news programme
It's-
once a week.
Loyal and what was the word? Loyal and something service. I can't remember, but it's all British overseas
Meritorious
territories.
conduct.
All British overseas territories can
Mhm.
give out this thing. It's the only time we ever use meritorious
Meritorious.
conduct, and we do have a whole show reel actually on our data drive, Kyle, of
Of
presenters over the years trying to say meritorious.
And what does
worth a
meritorious conduct even entail?
It means just being a good person.
No, I know, but who's
suppose.
to say what's good and what isn't?
Yeah.
You're getting a bit deep.
I am getting it. So I
little
like
bit
for
deep.
someone like.
Let's have a
I
debate
don't
about
know.
good and evil.
Is it a popularity contest?
I reckon it's
It's
probably a little bit of a
ex-convict.
popularity contest
Do you
and a
think?
little bit of they seem like they've not broken any laws this year.
Anyway,
Those
so
speeding
that's
tickets.
that. Thomas went and had a look at 3D stamps, which
Actually quite cool,
are actually quite cool, he says.
surprisingly.
And you have to wear special glasses for them,
the
I've
silly,
heard.
the silly glasses.
I
Those
thought
ones
they were
used
going to be holograms,
Yeah,
so you
that's
just
what I
look at
thought
them
as well.
holographically.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's all on the program this week.
Oh, can I ask a question? 3D stamps. You buy a 3D stamp to stick on your letter to send home to your mum. Do you have to get the glasses
do they-
and pay for the postage of the glasses and the weight of them in the parcel too?
Well, the glasses don't really weigh anything, but yes, or your mum could go to Poundland and buy 10 for a pound.
Why are we plugging Poundland?
No, but I am.
Is this what we're
wondering,
promoting
is
now?
it a bit of a
Poundland and
ploy to
Apple.
make you spend more on postage? This is what I think it sounds like.
Right.
Sorry.
Hannah's obviously got
I'm
a
sure
bee
they're
in her
lovely
bonnet about
stamps.
something. So that's all on the programme this week. What else have we got? We've got the beach clean. You went to that, didn't you? You two?
We
Yes,
did.
we did.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
That was nice. It was very nice weather. Bit windy, bit chilly,
windy,
but
as
it was
per
nice.
usual for
Lots
Falklands.
of
Lots of
lots
volunteers.
of lolly sticks.
And
I say in
earbuds and
inverted,
stuff.
yeah, they're actually earbuds. You know the cotton earbuds you
Oh,
use?
yes.
Silly people, whoever they are, decide to throw them down the toilet once they've used them.
Yeah.
Throw them in a bin. How hard
Exactly.
is it? Throw them down
Exactly.
the toilet, they flush, go into the water in the harbour, and then all these
Gosh.
plastic lolly sticks.
Yep. All these little
Turn up,
shards of
yeah.
plastics from all sorts of stuff. It's just
I
all on the
have to
beach.
say, I looked at the footage and I thought, because it's not been
It
so
doesn't
long
look-
since they've
Yeah.
had a last beach clean. But my goodness, the stuff that you
know.
found.
Well, it's ridiculous because you can't actually, when you walk on the beach, you can't,
Yeah, you
see,
can't
it.
see it. 'Cause
It
it's
looks
all-
like a normal beach, but then as soon as you rifle in the seaweed, I'm making a rifling motion with my hands, you can see all these tiny little pearls, like microplastics, that
Yeah.
have obviously been in the sea for
Yeah.
so long
They've just been
that they've
filed
actually filed
into...
down and eroded down into these tiny little pearls. And so trying to pick up
Ridiculous.
these shards of
Gosh.
plastic, it's impossible.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
just that beach seems to be the
Well,
prime
it's
hot
'cause-
spot for
yeah,
it.
it's
They-
because it's next to
Yeah,
Stanley,
there's
so
like
it's all...
and you've also got the tidal waters,
Yeah.
haven't you? And it comes in and sort of brushes round. The third time you started on a rant.
I know, it's terrible.
And we've
Hannah
cut
wants
you
to have a
down.
discussion about
So,
something.
listener, if
yeah.
you're listening, you listen to this and you go, "Oh, they've just dipped the sound there." That's because we've had to cut it because Hannah's just gone on another rant about something. But anyway,
It's a ranty kind of week.
it's a ranty gun. No, we're gonna have a great weekend.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Yes.
fantastic.
Busy. And we're filming the Midwinter Swim.
We are.
Yes.
And
So
filming the
that
drag show.
brings us why
Mm.
why you did your midwinter swim
Mhm.
last year. Last week. Thomas and I will be at the town hall resetting for the Pride second night. You guys are going down
We're going to be on the
Surf
beach.
Bay,
And we don't have to swim.
and you don't have to swim. So you're
We've
going
got
to
special
film that.
guests we'll be filming.
Excellent. You need to get as many people as possible. The nuttier the garment,
Yeah.
the better. Although, word of warning to you both: watch out for people who are wearing white outfits because they tend to go see-through.
Mhm.
And there are some ladies who are wearing bikinis who perhaps may come out of those
Mhm.
bikinis, so you need to watch out for those as
Yes.
well. So, but yes, so these are all the ones we've had in the past. Yes. So-
How do we get away from that now? How are we going to link that up?
yes. Which, of course, last time we did the podcast, this morning, which I've now deleted, we were talking about costumes. And
Yes.
Oh yes, for the drag show.
yes, and I said there was a particular part of my costume which I was having a few issues with that was probably a little bit bigger than it possibly should
We
be.
could then have
Which has
one
already
Um,
been
about-
shortened once.
And it's already been shortened once by 2 inches, so yeah. As I said to you before, Carl, I need somebody to have a look at that and give me an honest, proper opinion as to whether I really need to go snip it a little bit more. But anyway, midwinter swim, because that's it now.
Moving swiftly on.
Right, midwinter swim. Sorry, my microphone fell off. Midwinter swim, which means, of course, we're now in midwinter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means?
Snow.
Run
Snow.
down. It's not snowed just yet, properly anyway.
It's kind of snowing today a little bit.
Yeah, the beginning. But no, it means that the days are getting longer. 'Cause
Woohoo!
now we're,
True.
we're over that.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
thing,
I like
so
that. I don't
sun
like
will be
darkness.
rising.
Super
Waking
light.
up in darkness,
Yeah.
going home in darkness. It's
not
terribly
pleasant.
depressing.
Yeah. Beautiful day today though, but
Yeah.
like you say, it was chucking it with snow this morning, but hasn't settled at all. Right, looking to next week then. You guys are off,
Jet setting.
jet setting, off to cover the Island Games. Tell us about the Island Games because it's different from what we would
Yeah.
usually do, isn't it?
What have you got planned?
Well, I think we're going to be doing a social media swipe. A swipe? What's the word for it when you...
Blitz.
Blitz? No, I
Okay.
don't like that, but yes, something like that. We're going to be doing it all via social media. So we'll be live streaming all of the events that we go to.
Most of the events. Let's not promise all of the events. Most of the events that you're going to be doing.
We'll also be posting up photos and status updates and things, and we'll also be sending back some footage for you guys as well to put in the show.
So one of the criticisms we had last time we did the Island Games was because what the team did was they would film on, say, day 1, and then it would be edited on day 2 and then uploaded, and we would watch it here in the Falklands on day 2. So we'd watch day 1 things on day 2 evening. And one of the criticisms we had was that people already knew the results because they'd seen them on other social media. So this time we're doing it a little bit differently. So
if you want to see something live, watch it on our Facebook.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, so that's going to be
because
great fun.
People realise, I think a lot of the viewers realise that the internet here is very slow.
Yes.
And to upload things at the right time
takes a while.
They only had to be here yesterday to see how slow it was.
We're pulling our hair out.
Yeah, I was trying to I was trying to get up the Archers theme tune on YouTube, and it just in the end I just sang it to you because it was just taking forever to load.
A lovely humming session between everyone.
It did, didn't it? I forgot about that. So you're off on Friday.
Can I take a guess? Sorry, I'm looking at the board and there's one piece of information written on there in a very haphazard way. Can I take a guess at who wrote that?
What was it?
On the Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Is that Mr. Nappy?
It was not me.
No, it was me.
No, what? Sharp. Sorry about that, Carl. I was reading it thinking, because it's all slanted, the words have dropped off the edge of the...
So what's happened, listener, is at 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th of June, that's next week, at 6 o'clock, it says GHR, which stands for Government House Reception, and then it's got Armed Forces and Reception. I've run out of room, so it sort of like goes round on a curve.
Even though we've said reception at the top in GHR.
I haven't been to a Government House Reception.
You haven't been for... Oh, no, Filipino.
Oh, no, I did Filipino Day, didn't I? Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. And also, next weekend is going to be another manic weekend, but thank goodness, Carl, because we can get everything done.
I'd like to notice it says on the Friday morning, Thomas and Hannah to UK, panic.
Yeah.
So you guys...
We've got the panic scheduled in.
Yeah. It's always best to schedule your panic,
exactly,
isn't it?
Exactly. Plan for panic.
Know where it's going to be. So it's just going to be, well, you and me, isn't it? And Dan, we'll probably have him do some filming with us as well. And also we've got a young lad called Tyrone who did some work experience
who's been very helpful
with us, and he's going to come in and do some stuff as well.
He was actually on the news, wasn't he? He was on the sofa with Katie.
He did, and he did read the news, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job of that, I think.
Yeah, so we'll get him reading the news again. He's just finishing his GCSEs, so in the interim period before he goes off to college, he'll come and help us out with that. So, really looking forward to this evening, not this evening, tomorrow evening, and the weekend.
This evening? Oh no, you've got your last rehearsal.
Got a last rehearsal. So,
dun, 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 dun.
we are filming it, aren't we?
Yes,
we are.
We are. But I'm at the cinema at 6.
That's fine.
I've been living in the cinema this week. But yes,
You might as well set up camp there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm angling for free tickets. That was what it is.
That's a good idea.
We're going to be doing a documentary about the drag scene here in the Falklands and Pride this year particularly. So hopefully it'll be some kind of like, not Spinal Tap, but that kind of, documentary interspersed with songs kind of thing.
No, it should be good, I think. So far, so good. I mean, we have filmed it and it has looked good. So.
Yeah.
And the interviews have come across really well. We spent a bit of time with each of the individual drag queens and kings. And they were all very open with us.
They were very open.
But then we did kind of pest them for 2 hours straight. Yeah. Elliot's interview. Eliza.
Eliza's interview.
Eliza. Her interview.
Oh no, because he's Elliot. Yeah.
It was quite long, but it was very good.
It was good. We got some good info out of all of them. Lots of.
I just don't envy the poor person who has to edit it all together.
Oh, it'll be fine. It will be fine. I'm taking it away on holiday anyway, so it will be fine. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this podcast this week. Thank you very much for listening. Hope your dog walk went well there, Scott. Nice to have you listening along with us, Emily. And who else have we got? Oh, Stephen. We didn't talk about sport at all, Stephen. Sorry about that.
Also to our parents who probably listen every week. My parents that I never acknowledge. And I also need to get in touch with you, and I haven't spoken to you in ages. But I look forward to seeing you in a week.
There you go.
Yes, you do. Yes. Anyway, that leaves us to the end of this podcast. If you want to watch along, it's week 434 this week. And you can get there by going to fitv.co.fk and subscribing. what is it, 60 quid a year? That's nothing.
God, we're nearly at the big 500 mark.
We are. We've got to
What are
decide.
we going to do for that?
I don't
Big
know.
old party.
We will find out what we're going to do for that. And then, suggestions, write in and tell us. You can also, what else do we need to tell them? YouTube. Look at our YouTube every Wednesday because something's going to go up on our YouTube channel.
FITV News.
Like our Facebook page because that's where all the action is
all
for
the
social, for the Island Games. Selfie day today.
Yep.
There should be some.
selfies.
There should be
I've
something
not
up
taken
about
a selfie
selfie day. Bye.
Bye.